Benjamin Franklin, American statesman, scientist, and entrepreneur, is today recognized by even casual numismatists through his longtime depiction on American metals, coins, and currency. Franklin, however, was more than a founding father worthy of commemoration on our current money. Indeed, Franklin was directly involved in the creation of paper money and coinage of early America, and in this video, we will explore Franklin's connections to our earliest numismatics. Franklin's early years are well known. He was born in Boston in 1706, had only 2 years of formal schooling, and served as a printer's apprentice to his brother James, beginning at the age of 12. James Franklin founded the New England Courant, an early Boston newspaper, in 1721. Denied the chance to write for the paper, Benjamin, unbeknownst to his brother, created the character Silence Dogood and began submitting anonymous pieces to the Courant, which were duly published. James was none too pleased when the ruse came to light, and in 1723, the teenaged Benjamin left the city for Philadelphia, where he found work in the printing trade. By 1729, Franklin acquired the Pennsylvania Gazette, which, under his direction, became one of the most important newspapers in the American colonies. The first edition of Franklin's Poor Richard's Almanac appeared soon thereafter, and, by the age of 26, Franklin had established an influential media platform within the colonies. Franklin first weighed in on the use of paper money in a 1729 pamphlet, A Modest Inquiry into the Nature and Necessity of a Paper Currency. Gold and silver were hard to come by in colonial America, as there was little local production of precious metals, while Britain demanded hard money in return for manufactured goods. Franklin argued for a paper money issue backed by local real estate. In this system, landowners effectively mortgaged their property in return for paper money from the state, which then served as a medium of exchange to facilitate the economy. The legislation passed in the Assembly, and while Franklin did not win the printing contract for the 1729 paper money issue, he was awarded the contract for the subsequent 1731 currency emission. Franklin continued to print Pennsylvania paper money for the next 33 years, and additionally printed currency for nearby Delaware and New Jersey. His total output during this period was over 2.5 million notes. Although colonial paper money remains crude by today's standards, Franklin introduced an important technological innovation in the production of currency. AntiCounterfeiting was the primary concern, and Franklin's contribution in this area was the incorporation of nature printing on American paper money. Nature prints are unique and depict specific leaf and vein detail, making them difficult to copy. The challenge to Franklin was how to reproduce, thousands of times in print, the image of a leaf. In 1964, Eric P. Newman explained the process in the pages of the Numismatist. Newman proposed that Franklin pressed a leaf into plaster and then poured molten type metal into the negative image to form a printing block. Ordinary plaster could not accept hot metal, and Newman theorized that Franklin first mixed asbestos or powdered brick into the plaster to make it more durable. Franklin himself never publicized his method, which constituted a trade secret useful for procuring additional business. A common fraud related to early paper money involved raising a note or altering it so that it indicated a higher value. Franklin countered this by introducing misspellings that paired with specific denominations. Note the alternate spellings of Pennsylvania on the 1 shilling and 5 shilling notes of October 1st, 1755. Additional anti-counterfeiting measures included the use of multiple fonts and ornamental devices within the note design. Franklin is also associated with the use of marbled paper in our early paper money. One of the most popular issues among collectors is the May 10, 1775 $20 Continental Currency emission. This note is tied to Franklin in several ways, as he furnished the face emblem and mottos for the issue. The most striking aspect is the use of marbled paper, which Franklin himself supplied to the Continental Congress. The rich polychromate design served as an anti-counterfeiting measure, and today creates substantial collector appeal, with examples routinely trading in the low 5-figure range. The marbled edge device appears again on the Bank of North America August 6, 1789 3-pence note. This issue has two connections to Franklin, as he supplied the paper for the notes, which were printed by his grandson, Benjamin Franklin Bache. While not inexpensive, these notes are more accessible to collectors than the marbled edge Continental Currency $20 notes. In addition to nature printing and other innovations, recent research at Notre Dame by Kachatur Manoukian and others suggests that Franklin developed a unique graphite-based black ink for printing paper money, used indigo-colored fibers in his paper stock, and incorporated white mica fillers into the paper pulp. Clearly, Franklin was closely involved with all aspects of the paper, ink, and design of the paper money that he produced. As with the production of modern paper money, security is all important, and the related technology is well guarded. However, modern scholarship has been able to expose a few bits of Franklin's genius in this regard. Franklin was active in the selection of mottos for American coins and paper money. In correspondence with Edward Bridgen in 1779, he explained the power of a circulating medium to create teachable moments. Seeing it every time one receives a piece of money, Franklin said, might make an impression upon the mind, especially of young persons, and tend to regulate the conduct. In the same letter, Franklin suggested phrases such as, "A penny saved is a penny got," or "Keep thy shop and thy shop will keep thee." Franklin's best-known numismatic work is the Fujio cent, for which he supplied the design and mottos. This type, sometimes referred to as the Franklin cent, was authorized under the authority of the Confederation Congress in 1787, and is arguably the first American coin. Approximately 60 die varieties are known, and these are popular with today's collectors. The obverse bears the inscription Fujio, or time flies, along with the aphorism, mind your business. The addition of a sundial reinforces the idea of passing time. The reverse features a set of interlocking rings representing American unity, along with the motto, "We are one." The overall design of the coin matches what Franklin proposed earlier in 1779, one side conveying a moral message, while the other was nationalistic in nature. Given Franklin's background in printing paper money, it was no surprise that in June of 1775, the Continental Congress appointed Franklin to a committee to oversee the production of the Continental Currency. Sketches in the Franklin papers dating to the same period indicate his conception of design elements for the currency. The reverse of the May 10, 1775 $30 note depicts the wind creating waves, along with the motto, "Vui concitate," or driven by force. Similarly, a sketch of the famous ring design also appears in the Franklin papers, and was used on fractional denominations of the February 17, 1776 paper money issue. Franklin also contributed mottos to the paper money issues authorized by the Continental Congress. These mottos appeared in Latin, although this did not reflect a widespread fluency in the dead language. Indeed, contemporary newspapers and almanacs translated these phrases for a general audience. In 1966, Eric Newman learned that Franklin's principal source for the Continental Currency was a series of emblem and motto books created by Joaquin Camerarius in the 16th century. Typical is this $3 Continental Currency issue of November 1775. Exitus in dubio est is translated, "The outcome is in doubt," a call to continued vigilance set against the image of two warring birds. The original cut from the Camerarius emblem book reveals the obvious adaptation by the engraver of the Continental Currency. In addition to coins and currency, Franklin acted as a designer of America's most famous metal, the Libertas Americana. Franklin outlined his ideas for the metal in a letter to Robert Livingston in March of 1782. In the letter, Franklin envisioned America as the infant Hercules, and France as Minerva the Protector, while the infant battles a pair of snakes. The final form of the metal symbolized Britain as a leopard, which Minerva defends against with a fleur-de-lis covered shield. The obverse of the metal, while not credited to Franklin, is no less striking, as the figure of Liberty faces west, adorned by a freedom cap to the right. The Paris Mint produced the Libertas Americana medal, while Franklin distributed examples to international dignitaries and diplomats. Whitman's 100 Greatest American Medals and Tokens ranks the Libertas as the most popular American metal, and examples are competitively pursued as they appear in the market. The Paris Mint today continues to produce restrikes in various formats, and these too have drawn their own collector following. Since Franklin's passing in 1790, a host of Franklin-themed medals have been created to honor this early American statesman. This Franklin beaver medal, first struck at the U.S. Mint in 1807, was engraved by John Reich and features a beaver on the reverse. The beaver is a symbol of industry adapted from the Continental Currency, as depicted on this May 9, 1776 $6 note. The motto, Perseverando, meaning by perseverance, was almost certainly supplied by Franklin via the Camerarius emblem book. Another popular Franklin piece is the award medal of the Franklin Institute in Philadelphia, engraved by Christian Gobrecht after a portrait by Thomas Sully in 1825. Founded in 1824, the Franklin Institute periodically issued these medals in recognition of achievements in science and industry. The Franklin Medal series is extensive, with hundreds of examples cataloged in the standard reference, Phil Greenslet's The Medals of Franklin, published by the Token and Medal Society in 1993. Today, Franklin's strongest numismatic connection is his depiction on the $100 bill. Franklin first appeared on the series of 1928 and remains on the face of the note almost a century later. These bills have evolved over time with the addition of anti-counterfeiting measures, something Franklin would have well appreciated. Features on today's currency include microprinting, watermarks, and color shifting as the note is tilted. Notice, for example, how the Liberty Bell appears when viewed from a different angle. These bills also feature raised printing, which can be felt with the touch. Franklin himself incorporated anti-counterfeiting measures that were not understood until exposed by modern technology, and it's certain that today's $100 notes are similarly manufactured with trade secret processes. Older collectors will recall seeing Franklin half dollars in everyday circulation, struck from 1948 to 1963. The coin seems to have been the pet project of Mint director Nellie Taylor Ross and was not tied to a specific anniversary or historical event. Franklin was the first non-president to appear on a U.S. coin, succeeding Washington, Jefferson, Lincoln, and Franklin Roosevelt. In recent years, attractively toned examples have become popular among collectors, such as this cameo-proof piece sold by Heritage Auctions in 2020. Following a short-lived production run, the Franklin design was replaced by the Kennedy half dollar in 1964. While Franklin's numismatic accomplishments are substantial, he exerted a greater impact on American culture through the publication of Poor Richard's Almanac, which appeared yearly from 1732 to 1758. The Poor Richard character became famous for pithy advice related to clean living, industrious behavior, and financial economy. Poor Richard quotes related to money include, "Great spenders are bad lenders," "A light purse is a heavy curse," and "If you'd know the value of money, go and borrow some." The almanac was a perennial bestseller, as Franklin's aphorisms greatly resonated with the young country. After exiting the printing business, Franklin's life became increasingly dominated by politics, and he would play a critical role in the Revolution as the ambassador to France. Still, of all the founding fathers, Franklin remains the one closest to the numismatic events of the day, given his multifaceted involvement in the production of paper money, coins, and medals.